Guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're still here in San Diego for the first drive of this vehicle. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the all-new 2026 sixth generation of the Honda Prelude. But before we just dive into what we're doing here, let's talk about what's going on. So of course, with certain vehicles, like I've been telling you, I want to give you more content. I want to dive in deeper to try to answer as many questions as possible. And I think one of the big questions with this Honda Prelude is, what is it like to live with day in and day out? Because it's all new, because it is a unique vehicle in Honda's lineup, I think a lot of people, maybe you right now, have questions. And that's the whole purpose of this. So we're gonna get behind the wheel. Actually, I'm gonna make it look like you're behind the wheel of this Honda Prelude, and I wanna showcase what is it like to live with the all-new Prelude. Let's go ahead, jump in, and find out. All right, guys, we are inside this 2026 Honda Prelude, and as you saw, you see the little Honda badge illuminate, and this is with the vehicle off, of course. Let me show you the key fob. You have your traditional Honda key fob here. All the usual buttons. You do have remote start. And if you're buckled up, which I am, you're going to fire it up. And real simple, just like any other car, step on the brake, push the power on button, and you get some cool graphics and illumination, and then the vehicle comes to life. Now, when you first start the vehicle, of course, it's going to not necessarily have the same mode that you were in. So we fired up and you're actually in GT mode. You do technically have 3 other modes to switch into. And I'll show you how that gets done in a second. But you have your 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster with some LED bar graphs, one for the battery, for the hybrid setup, and the other one for your fuel. Great thickness on the steering wheel. You have things like your volume for your audio controls and everything on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, all thumb operated, and then things like cruise control on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. 2 metal paddles to go through your 8-speed automatic simulated manual shift when you're in S Plus mode, or S Plus shift mode, as they say. You have your turn signal stock on the left-hand side and your windshield wipers on the right-hand side. Manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then if you want to shut traction control off for some strange reason, you have that button all the way down low on the left-hand side of the dash. All your window controls for driver and passenger, lock and unlock, and of course, your power mirror controls. Seats are manual, so it's one of those things that, yeah, it's a little frustrating, but I think once you have it set up for your body, I think you're going to be just fine from there on out. You do get a 9-inch infotainment system, same as what you find in all the other Honda Civic vehicles. When you get the 9-inch system, it's got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, real volume knob, which is nice, and that is your Google Maps. When you go into your home screen, you could easily swap out and move around the different icons for what you like to easily have access to. Power on button is all the way on the right-hand side of the wheel. And then when it comes to your AC controls, you have your dual climate. Easy, straightforward to figure out. You have your 2 stages of heated seats, or excuse me, 3 stages of heated seats, no ventilated seats though. And then you have your connectivity, your USB-Cs, your 12-volt wireless charging is right in front of where the shifter controls are. And that's where you're going to have your usual, what you find in other Honda vehicles. The difference is the S Plus shift. So I hit that, and what's cool is that the dash actually changes. It shows a tachometer instead of just a regular hybrid gauge. And then also what's nice is you could have that activated in any of the modes. So right now I'm in GT, which is a little softer. but you do have it in Sport plus Shift mode. I'm going to go ahead and drive it how I'm going to drive it on a daily basis. That's going to be in Sport mode. When you do that, the graphics change to red, lets you know what mode you're in, and then you also have individual. But why don't we go ahead and see what it's like to live with this vehicle. So vehicle's on, we're in park. What do we got to do? We got to back out of the spot. So hit the reverse. Backup camera is one of the worst. I mean, it's nice that it takes up most of the real estate on the infotainment system screen, but it's just very grainy. The one saving grace is you do have the active trajectory lines, which is a big plus. You could also change the information that's in the speedometer. I prefer to have it show the power flow display. It's just kind of cool because it shows you how the battery and the hybrid engine setup with the two electric motors are doing their thing. So backing out, real simple. There isn't a forward-facing camera, and there isn't a head-up display. Just something to be aware of. But one thing you're going to notice right away, because this does have the same suspension setup up front, the dual-axis suspension, is that you do get really, really good feedback through the wheel, which is nice. The gauges are easy to see the information. You have your speedometer in a gauge, but it also gives you a nice large digital readout. And then you have that tachometer because we are in Sport plus Shift mode. Visibility is great in here. The A-pillars are pulled very far apart. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. So the vehicle does a really, really, really good job of doing those simulated shifts. It gives you a little bit sportier attitude, and plus it just kind of helps with the whole overall driving experience by not having a loud drone from the 2-liter inline-4 naturally aspirated engine. With the two motors, you do get instant torque off the line, and there is sound when you're in sport mode that gets pumped in through the 9-speaker Bose sound system. It's a little overly done for my taste, and there's no way to shut it off if you do want to keep it in sport mode. I do like the fact that you're getting these simulated shifts when it's downshifting, which is really nice. And obviously right now I just have it in normal drive. I'm not using the paddles as of this very second. Now, of course, when you go into the different modes, whether it be GT or Comfort, that's going to change the steering feel, the throttle sensitivity, and just give you a little bit more relaxed driving experience. Seat is superb. It's comfortable for when you're just driving around town, but it also is going to hold you in place when you do find some twisty bits. And that's the thing, is this isn't a race car by any means, but what's nice is, actually I'm going to make a turn here, show you, look how maneuverable the car is. I mean, that's really, really nice how maneuverable it is, but it actually handles very, very well. You have the lower center of gravity because this is a hybrid, and you are getting that same suspension setup as the mighty Honda Civic Type R. But we're in Comfort right now. You can feel how soft everything is. We're gonna go ahead and go into Sport, and that's gonna change the attitude of the Prelude. So it's very easy to change the modes with your mode selector switch. We're gonna go on throttle here. We are going uphill, just be aware. On throttle, here we go. So, not the fastest experience. 0 to 60 is going to be anywhere between 7 to 8 seconds. But you do get the instant torque, which is nice, from a very instantaneous, because of the two electric motors. Using the paddles, left is to go down, right is to go up, and you do get a nice large gear indicator. So just do your shifts with the paddles. But handling is actually pretty good in this vehicle. And like I said, it's twofold because it is a hybrid. So you have a lower center of gravity, but like I said, you have the suspension and the brakes off of the mighty Honda Civic Type R. But very easy to maneuver, even on tight roads. You have your two cup holders that are easily accessible. You can hear the simulated downshifts. I'm going to go ahead and put it back into drive. I'm just going to hit the D, and that's going to put me back into drive. And now it's going to shift for me. And you could hear the downshifts. Simulated downshifts. It's just a very, very composed experience, very comfortable experience, and you are getting amazing MPGs. Over 40 in the city and the highway. They are trying, that's for sure, to create a more sporty experience. You wouldn't necessarily call this a sports car. It's more of a sport coupe. I know Honda is using the GT term as a grand touring car. I just call it a sport coupe. I mean, that's essentially what it is. But like I said, easy to get to everything. And you will be happy with that instant torque. Just don't go drag racing anybody and you should be fine. But even over the bumps, the suspension, very dialed in to not shake the fillings out of your mouth. And you do have a lot of room in the pedal box, especially if you have big feet. I'm a size 12, and my feet feel good. You can see going over the ripped asphalt, not a big deal. Let me show you how easy it is to park this thing. So even without a forward-facing camera, because you have great visibility, the only thing I would say is just be mindful. You do have sensors up front. Be mindful of any parking curb, parking block, raised sidewalk, anything like that, because that splitter up front's kind of low, and I could see somebody easily ripping it off and damaging their car. But once you're parked, you hit the power off button, check the rear seats. I don't know what you're looking for, because you're not going to really want to put anybody back there. They're not very big, and that's it. But I hope that this has been a good in-depth experience. I love the graphics that they show. We're going to get back. Well, we are back. We're going to wrap it up here. So I'll see you in a split second. Hi, guys. Always great to take you for another spin in this all-new Honda Prelude. Let me know what you think. Is this a vehicle that you could see yourself living with day in and day out? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Gotta give up to Stephen Flood. He's out here living his best life. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.